Hi, good morning. Welcome, Wednesday, July 8th. We are going to get started here. So today we're continuing with the same reading standard of analyzing the impact of word choices on meaning and tone. So far we're really talking about meaning. We're going to move on to tone later in the week, I guess. But right now we're talking about denotation and connotation. We talked a little bit about it yesterday. We're going to continue today and then doing some practice, and then there will be a quiz tomorrow. So the learning objective. Students will read at their lexile level to improve vocabulary and determine meaning of words used in context, including the denotative and connotative meanings. Now, for some reason, students, even though you hear those words, denotation and connotation, you often forget what they mean. So, some of you anyway. So, denotative is the dictionary definition of the word. Connotative includes an emotion with the word. So, connotation is more, how does the word make you feel? Denotation, so close. Denotation is just flat out dictionary definition. Doesn't have any real impact on you emotionally. All right, so this is here. If you ever forget, you can always come back and have a peek at the definitions. So here we go. Wednesday, July 8th. Okay. All right, so 2 more read theories. Keep up with them. You're getting grades for those. If you do them, your reading level is going to improve and things will be better. Here's our check-in. I hope this isn't the same check-in as yesterday, frankly. If it is, just do it again. 3rd day of week 3. Remember, you can do this. For the check-in here, tell me 2 things or more you would change about going to school from home. What would make this process better? Okay, so here's the example of what it's supposed to look like. And then your bulleted list. Now, you should be able to do a bulleted list in a submission. So all little things that we're learning as we go. So that's the check-in. And then here's our practice for connotation, denotation quiz. Here it is. So let me move this out of the way here. Denotation is the dictionary definition of the word. Again, hopefully the more you hear it, the easier it'll become to just get it into your head. Connotation is the emotional meaning of a word as opposed to its denotative, which is dictionary definition of a word. Connotation is using a word to get an emotional response. You need to know what kind of response the word chosen by the author is trying to get you to have. So it's not enough to know, hey, that's a word that is trying to get me to think something. You also have to know, what am I trying to think? And remember, the author cannot use facial expressions or tone of voice or act things out to show you what emotion they're trying to get. They could only put the words on the page. So we have to look at the words on the page and say, hey, what's the impact of this? What are we trying to get out of this? Okay, so here is a link to the practice. But I am going to show you, and it's on quizzes if you're familiar. Quizzes is great if you're trying to learn anything and want to get quizzed on it. There's a lot of good stuff on there. I am actually going to show you, hopefully I didn't close it. I went through this yesterday, so I'm going to go through it again with you right now. And then I don't have to say it all over again. Okay, here it is. Skip tour. And then I am going to start at a certain spot.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Hold on. I'm going to go to 525, where it starts talking about...
And it's a quiz, which you may be familiar with. We're going to go right to the link. And it's a quiz, which you may be familiar with. So this is good to know for anything. Let's say you're going to have a world history quiz on the Roman Empire. There's probably a quiz on here that maybe will help you understand it. The more you look at something, the more you're able to understand it. And you might have to look at it in all different forms. So here's one. And I know that there are more connotation and denotation quizzes on here. Okay. So let's do this together, a few of them. So denotation is a word's, and I just told you, dictionary definition. Literal dictionary definition of the word. show answer. So we said that one, and I'm going to say show answer, literal dictionary definition of the word. What does the word mean? Okay, let's go to the next one. Connotation. For some reason, people always get hung up on this word. Every single year, no matter how many times I teach it, someone asks, what does connotation mean? So just try to learn it, and then you'll be done. So connotation does not mean synonym. Synonym is when words have the same meaning. It does not mean antonym when words have opposite meanings. It has emotional meaning. That's the answer, emotional meaning. Okay? So I am actually going to go do this a little differently. I want to go back to this. Here we go. So it doesn't show you the answers. Okay, question 3. The word thin, as in you are very thin, has a, what do you think, a negative or a positive connotation? Is it being mean to someone, or is it being nice? I'm going to say positive. Let's show the answer. Positive. It's nice to say someone's thin. If it says, if you say they're skeleton-like or bulimic looking or something, that's a negative answer, right? Okay, I think if we go to the next one, it won't show the answer. Perfect. The word scrawny, which you might not know what that means, as in Jason appeared scrawny, has a, I'm going to tell you, a negative connotation. It means like not a lot of muscles, just very negative. Maybe no muscles, just doesn't look very good. Scrawny. Referring to someone's house as a shack would have a, he lives in a real shack. Very negative, right? Negative connotation. Okay, let's do a couple more. We'll do 10. I recognize the familiar smell of my roommate's cooking. So we don't know yet if it's good or bad. If you change the word smell to stench, the word now has a negative connotation, right? Oops, sorry. I already showed you. Negative connotation. If you said aroma, I recognize the familiar aroma of my roommate's cooking. That might be a positive connotation. It sounds like it smells good. McDonald's is an inexpensive meal. If you change the word inexpensive to cheap, the word now has negative connotation, right? It's negative. It doesn't sound very good if something's cheap. If you buy a necklace and it looks cheap, it might look inexpensive, but it also doesn't look very nice. Kevin's interest in model cars has turned into a hobby. If you change the word hobby to obsession, someone's obsessed with something, it's not good, right? That's a negative connotation. The teacher was mildly intimidated by Merdine's bossy behavior. If you change the word bossy to assertive, the word now has a positive connotation. Positive. Bossy doesn't sound very nice. You don't want to be bossy, but if you're assertive, you're just doing what you need to do, and that's a good thing. It's very difficult to make a difference, but being assertive is positive. So I'm going to hide the answer for the next one. Choose the word with the most positive connotation. Gathering or mob? Positive would be gathering, right? Okay. So we did 10 of those. There are 30, I believe. So what I want you to do on your own is to continue with the next, that didn't take very long, next 20. And some of them look duplicative. That's all right. It'll be good. And then tomorrow, I'm going to put up a quiz. that you'll have a quiz on positive and negative connotation of words. And you'll need to know what the word connotation means. I'll tell you that. That's going to be on the quiz. So that's that. Okay, let's go back to Schoology. And I am going to go to Common Lit.
Okay. Sorry. Here we are. Okay, so that was our connotation denotation. I am going to share again and go to Schoology. It's not sharing. Stop sharing. Oh, I have to do this.